Hello and welcome. It's me again. We're going to review Close Encounters of the Third Kind, which I haven't seen the first two movies in the series. I'm just kidding. I like it when they have numbers in the title, but it's a good movie. I just want to say I also want to I want to get better video and audio, but we'll see. I'll do that when I can. So let's see. This came out in 1977, directed by Steven Spielberg. It's got Richard Dreyfuss in it. Terry Gar. Francois Truffaut, a French director's in it. Let's see. It was very nostalgic watching it again. I have memories of like being a kid and Friday and Saturday night being excited that, the school week was over and you have the weekend and like movies would usually be on and then just watching like playing, and then it gets late at night and you watch a movie and it's just kind of exciting and imaginative, and then you go to bed. I guess you maybe kind of have dreams about it. This movie really, I don't know, it's very imaginative. It makes you think of what happens next, of what other things. It's very exciting. I guess if you haven't seen it, I'm going to spoil it, but the ending is so exciting. Seeing the aliens and the boom 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 boom. The windows break. And then they start singing back and forth. It's like the alien ship has kind of like a low tuba sound. But there's quite a few ships you see first. And they all have really bright lights. And they kind of move around really harmoniously. And they look really big and epic with like these big things sticking out. And like almost like a city. And just the way it rotates. We have no idea how it's staying in the air. It's just kind of epic. And it's just cool that it's this little thing that most of humanity has no idea is occurring. And just these two people, Richard Dreyfuss and the other lady, who kind of are compelled to go there. The story's interesting, but just that finale is just really exciting. It's just sort of spectacle, and it's very creative the way it plays out. As with most Spielberg movies, the music is really good. There's this mysterious kind of da da. It's hard to do it just with one note. And then the da 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 da, something like that. And of course the famous 5-note motif, the ba 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 ba, or aya re aya aya aya, with the Indians. And then they're like, where did this sound come from? And then you just see all these hands go up. That part's very cool. One of the clever things with the music is the way it's similar to E.T. when there's scary, like, it's based on what the characters know. So the aliens, until we see them, until we know more, they are scary. It's ominous. Like, there's some scenes that are really good in that way, like where the little boy is kind of abducted with all the lights. As a kid, that really scared me because there's just, the music's kind of dark, there's really bright lights coming in orange and blue, and just things start coming alive in the house. Earlier in the movie, all the toys in his room come to life, and like a vacuum cleaner goes around, and the little police cars and things are moving around. It's kind of, when you know what happens in the movie, it's not so scary, but if you haven't seen it, it's kind of ominous, like you don't know what's going to happen. And seeing the screws slowly come out, and like gas come through, and there's a part where the mother tries to like shut the chimney or something, and there's like it's almost like Sam Raimi with the Evil Dead coming down to get her, and she just shuts it in time. But I think all of that is just fear. There's these very cool cloud effects as well as the spaceship comes. We never quite see it, but it's just that, whoa, it's like kind of cool, just these crazy, something's happening, something's coming. And then we only see it from inside the house, and then it's gone, and the boy's gone. It's kind of messed up, though. And she's trying to pull him back. Like, were the aliens pulling on the kid? Because the kid wouldn't be strong enough to pull away from her. She could just pull him back. But so were the aliens pulling on the kid? That's kind of messed up. And to not explain any of it and just take them. It's still immoral. You can't just abduct people. But maybe it's a misunderstanding. Just like with the other people near the end when they just come out like pilots from the 40s that have been gone for, well, I guess in this movie it's only about 3 decades. Now it's been longer, and also right at the very end when we finally see the aliens, and there's one that's kind of like I think they nicknamed it Daddy Longlegs. It's kind of got these long limbs, and the music's quite dark. It's scary at that point. That's kind of like, oh my god, what? I think, again, because each step of the way, if it's something we haven't seen before, at first the music's quite dark and scary, and then only once we know, oh, okay, I think it's okay, then the music goes nice. And then it's more full of wonder and that kind of thing. It seemed like an interesting choice to make the aliens, they look like little green men, except for the green. They look stereotypically like aliens. I guess that makes sense if Steven Spielberg's trying to tie it into real life UFO sightings. He's kind of implying that a lot of those things are real, which I think is silly. I mean, I don't think any of it's real in real life. I think it's all just made up, or people imagine these things. It is kind of crazy how so many people can buy into this, but anyway, the aliens, it still looks interesting and mysterious. It doesn't show too much, but at least it shows something. You feel like there's some payoff at the end. I think in the special edition in 1980, they show the interior of the ship, which I watched the original version and I liked it, but then I just watched that extra part from the special edition. I think it's interesting. I don't know if that it ruins it, because there's still a lot of mystery. And it's still, as a kid, like, that's really exciting. Just trying to, you want to see more. And if it's, as long as it's imaginative and it kind of keeps opening things up, I think that's fine. I don't think it ruins it. It's not like you see it and, oh, that's what it is. You know, it's not like there's just some final answer. It doesn't close things off. It's like, whoa, there's this more crazy stuff. I forget, I don't know what to describe it. It looks like a beehive or something, this big, lots of red glowing things, orbs, and some structure covering it, and the ships kind of fly up into there, and he doesn't know what's going on. But I couldn't help but notice, like, the movie could have gone in a very different direction, and the whole time, like, near the end, when the alien ships first arrive, I was just imagining they just could start announcing, human beings, you have 24 hours to evacuate the planet, and then we will destroy you all. Like, it could have gone very dark. Like, they could have had the communication at the end, and then just all of a sudden, lasers and kill all the humans, and then the aliens just start spreading and kill everyone. That could have happened in the same movie. I find it funny. And also, as he gets on the ship, like, they could have said, welcome to, the Zolding, I gotta think about this. Welcome to Zoltan's spaceship number 334. You have volunteered for slave labor on Zoltan, or some planet. And he's like, what? No. And they're like, you will be electrocuted if you do not comply. Please sit down. And he's like, wait, I don't want this. Like, we don't know what's going to happen on that ship. They could do horrible things to these people, and no one would know about it. It's just funny. Like, they could have been a lot more direct with their communication. But anyway, I guess it is kind of nice that it's kind of, the movie's ominous and scary, but then it ends up, it's like a relief. It's like the aliens are nice. It's kind of exciting. I think a lot of people are hopeful that something like that will happen in their lifetime. It would just be so profound, I thought some of the earlier encounters were really cool as well. Like when he's in his truck and a car pulls up behind him and he's like, go around, and they say, get off the road. He's like, whatever. And then later another car comes behind him and he's like, go around. But then, this car then goes up. Like, so those lights, it's like, oh my God, it's an alien. That idea is so cool because it sets you up expecting it's just another car, but this time, and then, yeah, just the way everything starts like gaining energy. All the mailboxes open and the railway crossing sign just starts going side to side, and just the light and everything starts moving in the truck, like gravity's getting messed around. It's just kind of cool. And the way after that he has that vision. Well, he also, how does he know? I forget how, but he ends up going to that area and all those aliens cross. There's like 3 ships and then the little red one. It's so cute. And then the police try to chase them. But yeah, just the way all those people seem to have a vision of this thing, and he's obsessed with it. And like he's got the mashed potato and he makes that shape. And then, he's trying to make a mountain and he knocks the top off and he's like, yes, that's it. And then he's just, and the part where he's throwing all the dirt in the house, that's just, insane. I get it. It's just weird. I get how someone could be set on something, but then why do you have to mess up your house? Why not just do it outside, or just pick a part of your house and just like calmly buy a model or something, or buy stuff that's specifically for making, I don't know. And then I can understand his family drives away, but then it is kind of messed up that later he kisses the lady. That I can understand if he hugged her, and maybe the kiss is just meant to be something significant, but it seems romantic at the end. It just seems kind of dodgy, and then he just leaves his family. Like, he has kids, he has a wife. The wife seems nice, you know? Yeah, how can he abandon that? I don't know. Maybe that's meant to be a theme, though, like of breaking up, of tension causing... Yeah, and I can understand that. I think it kind of captures that, where someone's set on something and they wish, like, there's nothing that matters more to him than figuring out what is this image in his mind, and are these, meeting the aliens again or something. It's just that he can't think of anything else. I can understand that kind of thing, but it does seem a bit tricky and unfair. Like, I don't know, it could have gone a different way. Like, his family could have gone with him and supported him and understood a bit more, and that would have been maybe a bit nicer, but whatever. I think something the movie has that Spielberg does a lot is this, again, he puts the emphasis on these characters and what they're feeling, and there's a lot of close-ups and a lot of seeing what they're seeing, and in many cases we don't see, say, the spaceships first we see the people reacting, and it builds it up. There's a lot of shots of that. There's the guy that plays the keyboard. I think he was actually just a musician person. I was reading trivia about it, but he got cast in the role because he just had the right look, or he seemed to be able to act. And there's parts where he just looks and he's just, that makes it more exciting. Seeing the people and seeing the aliens is one thing, but then seeing the people just full of wonder, and there's all this music, and then you see the aliens. It builds up. It's kind of, what's the word? Vicarious, I guess. Infectious. I also have to mention, it brought me back to when I was a kid. Like, I mentioned Friday and Saturday nights, but it's such a nostalgic feeling. In a way, it made me feel sad, because I don't know if I still have that sense of wonder from my childhood, when it's like, I just want to believe it's true, and then just, your imagination starts running wild. Like, you imagine in your mind what happens next. What's inside the spaceship? Where do they travel to? When would aliens return again? All kinds of things like that. And now I tend to be like, I don't know. I know there are no aliens. We're never going to meet aliens, not for a long time. It's possible there are no aliens in the universe. We don't know for sure. But that's such I don't know. I wish I could just, in a way, be ignorant, or just believe aliens could visit any time. Or aliens have visited, just to have that little hope, that little excitement about the unknown. Hopefully I'm still excited about other things, but yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. I think it's very well made. Spielberg's very good at this kind of movie, and it's probably one of the best kinds of its movie, with aliens visiting. E.T., I guess, maybe similar, or goes a bit further. I don't think Close Encounters has that many really profound themes, but it's just about that sense of wonder and the tension of, like, are these aliens hostile? And it kind of maintains that quite a bit, but then has a really positive, nice... Those parts where they communicate with the alien are very exciting. I don't know how realistic it is. I feel like aliens would be able to... It is interesting. The aliens give us the coordinates for the place. So that suggests that they know what our coordinates we use are, because they, 360 degrees, longitude, latitude, and our coordinates are not universal. They're just the ones that we've picked. So the aliens must have known that. But that's the thing. If they're that advanced, they should be able to learn English or any language, human language, and communicate to us pretty directly in that. Just like if we traveled to an alien planet, if we had our best scientists working on it, or really advanced computer technology, and we're able to travel between planets and stars, we would be able to pick up their local language pretty quickly, I think, and then communicate to them directly. But anyway, it's still pretty exciting and profound. And the movie mostly maintains a sense of mystery and the unknown, and the idea that it could follow up. But anyway, and John Williams' music is very cool, very creative. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.